Hey everybody, I promised to walk through on the 1951 Meteor, and this is it. You also got a peek there of the grill I think I'm going to be using. So let's go ahead and walk through the car and we can kind of talk about what we did to it in the last video, which was up at Make It Kustom Carl shop in Canada. That one's a hard one, Canada. We did a 4-6 chop, which means we took 4 inches out of the front here between these sections of pillar and 6 inches out of the back here. These little pieces aren't there. So it dropped the whole roof down with a little cant towards the back. And then we manufactured this panel here and a side panel on each side. These are called sail panels in general, but they're just a side panel. From there, the car's, other than that, totally a stock car. It Meteor badged. I promised in the last one I wouldn't say the other word, but it's a Meteor. So it is a Meteor. It's got these killer bumpers. They are nasty, but they're there and they're pretty good. Look at that badge. Now with this car, we got a ton of parts. The guy who was gonna build it, I'm assuming, was collecting parts for a while. He got it from a guy who was collecting parts for a while. So in digging through this stuff today, I got to do one of my favorite things, which is look at the newspaper. The newspaper this stuff is wrapped in, 2002 is the oldest one I could find. So they've been collecting since at least 2002 to build this car. And now we're doing it. It's only 23 years later. And probably sat for, I don't know, 20 years before that, 30 years before that. So it's going to get back on the road probably 50 years since the last time it touched the road. But just kind of an overview on the parts that came with the car. What we have here, we've got all the cutouts that we did from doing the chop. It's got sun visors, some good drums, tons of chrome trim parts in here. Seat braces, windows. Those are window frames for the inside. These are vent windows. We're not going to put those back in the car. They just don't fit with the way it is now. They would be here. They'd have to be made really small, and they're just not necessary. We're going to make single piece windows. We got vent windows. We got the surrounds. All that stuff's from the go-kart things that are on the wall over there. And I had to gut them because they were way too heavy. Those were actually, we could take a break here and talk about those. Those are super cool because if you remember being a kid, you'd go to like a carnival and you'd sit in a little thing like that and they use literally a rope to hold you in. And then you got to drive around in a circle or whatever. This literally still has the rope on it. I just thought that was so cool. It reminded me of the good old days of being a kid and thinking something like that was so fun. So I bought those to put golf carts under them and be able to drive them, but the width is wrong, the length is wrong, and you can't even fit like a little kid in them. I mean, they're small inside. So maybe one day we'll revisit that, but for now, wall art. So that's what all that junk is. It has nothing to do with the car. Rear window, all the stainless trim that we took off when we were doing the chop. Headliner bows, which are awesome. Those are never with a car. The Meteor steering wheel. It's a pretty cool wheel. Just little window pieces. And then we got our 3 grill options that came with the car. Mid-50s Chevy grill, a mid-50s Ford grill, a 1951 Meteor grill, and then we've got now the one that I think I'm gonna use. I don't think I'm wrong. I mean, I don't think people are, in general, are wrong when they choose this grill. That's I think this one's a 51 DeSoto grill, but it just looks awesome. I bought it from Carl. He just had it stashed. We were talking. He mentioned it. Let me see it. Okay, how much you want? Perfect. And there you go. I mean, it's obviously not right now. It needs to be made to fit and bracketry and all the stuff, but it's just kind of squeezed in there to see what it would look like, and it looks cool. So those are probably going to end up in there. From there, we got the DeSoto parts to hold the grill in place if we wanted to do that. Nice sun visor that came with it, but I don't think we're going to run that. This is cool. This is the panel. If you watch the last video, that panel is like the first thing I cut out of the car, and it was right here in the sail panel, but it's just got like a little bit of art on it. Somebody did some pinstriping a million years ago, and I don't know, I just thought it was right to save it. And then this other panel, this is one we all signed. You can see Carl signed it there. Everybody else who was working on the car got it signed. You know, I really appreciate everybody who put the time in, you know, to chop the top on my car. I think that's cool. So it was fun, and we ended up with a really cool looking car. So I hope that it's, you know, it's going to progress. It's going to become something really cool, and just a lot of work between now and then. Other things we can see here, those are the seat frames that came with it. Those probably won't go back in the car. I'll share with you in a second why. But you may have seen this guy in the background. This is, you can't see it right there, but the Roadkill Econorado. So I don't know, one day it popped up for sale. I said I need to own that, and now I do. So Roadkill Econorado. It had a bad motor. The valves had stuck, so I redid the heads on it, put them on, intakes on there. It just needs a few things to be buttoned up to be back on the road, and it's just sitting until then. But you know, cool car, had to do it. You had a truck frame in the background there. That guy's it's gonna get a 60 on it, so it's gonna get a 60 body. It's bagged. I think it's a 327 with a AOD. No, a 700 R4. There you go. Just needs to be cleaned up and put together, and then that thing will be ready to roll too. But that's all other projects. One thing we are talking about today is the Meteor. And the Meteor, like I said in the last video, is going to get modernized. Sufficiently modernized. So this is where I'm going to let you in on the secret. And I want you to have an open mind. That's the Meteor. But underneath the Meteor, we're going to get something that's got more power, more efficiency, creature comforts, and is essentially new. So here we have a 2020 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. So it's got decent range, but it's not great. But the battery life is good. It's a 58,000 mile car. Obviously hitting the front, hitting the rear. Suspension's good, front and rear. Interior's good. It's a little dirty, but the goal here would be to do essentially a body swap. It won't let me in. There we go. You can see it needs a cleanup, but it'll be a nice modern driver. That looks like not really 1951, because it's 1951, but then it's customized. So the first guys who did that, you know, they might have been in 51, but they were beyond rich to buy a car, cut it up, spend that kind of money. It's more like 1960, you know, where you're starting to find these parts in the junkyard, starting to assemble them all, make something that you really love, but it's personalized. And that's what we're going to have here, is a true hot rod. Anybody who gives it grief, I don't think you understand what the guys were doing back before us. They were going to the junkyard. They were getting a car that had been crashed, like the Tesla, or they were getting a car that had been scrapped, or whatever the situation was, and then they were bringing it up and making it the best driver they could, as cool looking as they could, as unique as they can, uniquely them, but they were taking more or less modern cars at the time and utilizing them. There were no rules like, I can only go back 5 years, I can only go to 1953 and nothing beyond that. No. If they found a 1960 motor, they put it in 1970 because it was still a good motor. It was 10 years old. So that's kind of what we got going on here. We have a car that's, what year is this, 25? And that's a 50? Jeez, that's a 75-year-old car? Someone correct me on my math if I'm wrong, but that's old. And then we have right there a 5-year-old car with almost no miles, great condition, a heck of a driver, reliable, air conditioning, cruise control, everything you could ask for in a modern driver. So the goal is modern driver underneath and classic on the top. This is something I personally dreamed about for a long time, and I've done it to degrees, but it's always been, a 1960 chassis with a 1975 motor, something that's like a little newer, a little better, nothing that's been so substantial. So in all reality, this car will be a daily driver, great mileage. It's essentially, real world's probably 75 plus miles a gallon, maybe up to 100, depending on how you're driving, where you're driving. Much cheaper to drive, much more reliable, and just better. So we're going to cut them up, we're going to meld them together, and it's going to make some people cry, but it's also going to make a really awesome car. And I just hope that people can see that. I hope people get behind it. I hope that you're going to like, subscribe, all that crap that nobody ever wants to have to say, but I need you to do it so I can keep going on this, so I can keep myself motivated, so I can see money coming into this project, energy coming into this project, and get it, together on the road and get it out there in the world to be seen, driven, and enjoyed. So I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry I use the word so much. So. I hope you enjoy. I hope you follow. I hope you like this project. But I'm going to be putting it together, whether you like it or not. This is something I'm doing because I like it, because I'm going to enjoy it, because when I take it out on the road, people are going to enjoy it. And to me, I don't know, that's always been the thing. That's always been my favorite part. I have a memory in my head when driving my Cadillac, chop top, flames on the side, loud as could be, 472 with essentially straight pipes. And I have a vision of this little girl in a minivan, grabbing her mom. Mom, look at that car, Mom. A little kid, there's a little boy at a tire shop when I was in my Cougar, and it's the same thing. You see, Dad, do you see this, Dad? Look at that, Dad. And that dad wasn't having it, but that dad's part of the problem. But, part of the joy from these cars is us using them, enjoying them, being out on the road, and part of the joy is the people who see them. The people who have something sparked inside of them from what you've built, from what you've done. And that's the part I'm looking forward to. I take a car down the street, the gas station, you start a conversation. It's fun. It's nice. So this car is going to start a lot of those conversations. It's going to get used on a daily basis. It's going to be, a practical, drivable, legit custom. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to do it. See you soon. If you're new to this, and I don't think he appears anywhere else, I'd like to introduce you to Big Jim. Big Jim, it's just that. He's big, and he lifts stuff. So we just lifted a Model 3 Tesla with it, no issues. These forks are amazing and massive, so they're part of the secret sauce here. But now we're gonna move the Cobra, and it's gonna end up in storage over there. So I'm gonna softly put it together, figure out with Big Jim probably, and take it over there. Alright, the Cobra kit. It's light, but it's heavy. Oh, you're gonna go on a crash screen. That's fine too, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta get Jack over here to lift it up, square this thing up, and then tie it down. Right now, a little consolidation going on. 24 Model T. Tudor, my 1952 MGTD with a Volvo P1800 motor and transmission, MGB rear end, MGB front end. My dad's car's killer car. Someday I'll do a video just on this guy and its whole history with the family. But today, what I'm trying to do right now is clear out enough space in this tiny little garage so that it can hold the 24T in parts, the TD together as it is, and then hopefully the Cobra kit somewhere in there, over here, somewhere, so that I can have the Cobra kind of safe and hidden inside, and the MG and the T still inside and safe as well. I had too many cars, not enough parking, so we'll work on that. That's another nightmare, and we're not going to get rid of cars. Okay, maybe we'll get rid of some for Alma's sake. That's my wife. But in general, what we really need is storage. More buildings, more safe roofs to keep things dry and out of the sun. And over time, it'll happen. All right, I'm going to get back to work in here. I'm just consolidating the T right now because it's kind of got parts laying everywhere. So I get that all shoved into the corner, and then I'll just figure out what to do with everything else. It's simple. With it, it's a fat man wheel. If you don't know what this is, it's a little bit locked up, I think. Oh, there we go. So, just cool. Made by Rockwell. It's hard to read that, but it's beat up, but it's still cool. The other day, I need a flathead gasket for the wall. And there we go. Made in England. Made in England. That's interesting. The MG may run. It's my only running, driving, not super rusty, pretty much good car, but she does leak. So that's got to be addressed before it can be a real usable vehicle, unfortunately. But for today's goal, that's not going to matter much. So I'm going to finish cleaning all this out. That's our parking spot. Well, let's hope for the best. might have enough room for the car. Let's see. Cobra's buried. 24T is buried. Cool. Like 79 Schwinn, but it's a Schwinn. It's a real Schwinn. That's important. Cobra chassis. It's just a factory 5 Cobra. It needs everything. I have all the parts, but you know, it's a kit minus engine, transmission, rear end, front suspension. Most of the parts are missing. But I was gonna build this next, and then I decided I wanted more of a driver. So we're going with the other one, and Cobra will come out at some point. All right. I'm gonna say that fits pretty good. I'm kind of shocked. Enough room to get in and out. Got my oil puddle. I can take it out for a drive if I ever decide to do any work on it. I love it. All right. Well, I'm gonna close all this up, make it so you can't start this car without me, and then go work on the other garage.